1 till November, posted up like a calendar kid. Britain ain't legalized, but still British Columbia did, nigga.
I think that's soon to be released. That's very
In London, I had a 5-hour layover. I decided to take 4 hours out just to browse out and see the city. Also to get my first impressions of London. And also compare things here to the U.S. And let's start off with the foods. The foods here in London is comparable to the foods in the U.S. I mean, both countries, we don't share a food or a common food that everyone in that country particularly eats. It's more about where you're from. Where you're from is probably the foods that you eat. If you're Jamaican, you have Jamaican foods. If you're Polish, there's Polish foods. If you're Italian, there's Italian foods. But the food you're seeing right now is the famous fish and chips. I know what you're thinking. Where are the potato chips? Where's the Doritos, the Ruffles, the Pringles? You don't see that. You just see potatoes, or what we call French fries. But here they call French fries chips. And I meant to ask, well, what do you call potato chips? What do you call Doritos? But I didn't ask that question. But yeah, this is something that is very popular here, fish and chips. How does it taste? It tastes like French fries and fried fish. Nothing spectacular. I wouldn't say that the food here is bad. I've seen videos where people complain or they just say the food is very bad in London, and I disagree.
3 days of eating in England, I now understand why Gordon Ramsay is so fucking mad all the time. The fuck are you doing? Dude, how bad were those fucking rice balls? Oh my god.
They were soggy.
Isn't that fucking Mama Celeste pizza? Dude, this was funny. We walk into this Italian restaurant, and I hear this woman mumble, it was good. I go, is it good? She's like, it's unbelievable. Then I was like, oh fuck, I thought they were tourists. I don't understand how you can live this close to France and Italy and fuck up a fucking pizza and steak as much as they do. But I'll tell you, you know what it is? Because this is what they focus all their shit on, the pubs. Their pubs are unbelievable. Their sports are unbelievable. Sense of humor is unbelievable. But the fucking food.
The food here in London is the same food you're going to find in the US or even in Canada or even Australia. The reason I named these places is because all these places are very diverse. When you have a place that's very diverse, you're going to have people from other countries bringing in their own dishes from the country they come from, their own fruits, their own vegetables, all the foods that they normally would eat in their own country, they bring to the country they're living in currently. And you're going to have a lot of this causing the country not to have like staple foods that everyone eats, like the country I came from, Morocco, or even like a place like Ethiopia or Brazil. Those places have foods that the majority of the people in those countries, they eat the same thing. But not here in London. You're going to find all types of foods.
I'm not being racist, but British food is the best. You cannot beat British food. And I don't like all these TikToks, all these memes, where people say that British food is boring and tasteless. So I'm here at my local town, and I'm going to show you today all the lovely British food that we have to offer. Chicken tikka masala, sushi,
Crispy duck.
pizza, pasta, tacos, burritos, kebab, peri-peri chicken, ramen, tom yum soup, and my favourite, chicken chow mein.
Wow.
So British.
That video was a very good example of what I was saying. He was just basically saying that anything you can think of, you can find here. From Thai food to Italian food, anything you can think of around the globe is here. And if you visit London, you'll be able to find it. So I don't see why people say that the food is not that great, because anything you can think of is here. So now let's go on to the next topic, which is the money. When you come to London, make sure you have enough money, because London is not a cheap place to visit. So this is a place you can't budget travel. I recommend you not to try and budget travel to London. Make sure you have enough money to travel here, because £1, that's the name of their money. It's called the pound, the sterling. To 1 USD, which is US dollar, is about £1 equals $1.22. That's a comparison. So I do understand that everyone doesn't travel, so you might not really understand what I'm talking about when I do the currency rates to the USD to the pound. So here's a good example. If you have 1,000 US dollars and you're deciding to come to London, 1,000 USD equals 817 pounds. So that's a very good comparison, because now I'm going to show you what could you do with 817 pounds when you come here to London. What could you buy? So let's get into the purchasing power of 817 pounds. If you come here to London, the first thing you want to do is find a place to stay. So for example, if you're here for 4 nights, let's look into places to stay. Now myself, I like looking at booking.com when it comes to this. I've been using it for years. I don't use Airbnb. I tried to use Airbnb once a long time ago when it first came out, and I had to like submit my passport for something, and it just turned me off. So ever since then, I've been using booking.com. It's very simplistic. So let's get into it. Okay, let's take a look at it. 4 nights. The filter is on. $970. $3,094. Wow. $329. $751. As you see, this is very expensive. $128 for a hostel. I would never do it, no matter the price. I want to be comfortable. That's just like a caution sign. $159. That's a caution sign. You wake up and you sharing a bed with somebody you don't know. Yeah, I would never do that. So as you just saw, London is very expensive. Like I said, you come here, you got to make sure that your money is good, because if you want to travel somewhere, you want to be comfortable. You know, you want to buy the things you want to buy when it comes to souvenirs. You want to eat the foods you want to eat no matter where it is. Also, you want to rest and sleep very comfortable when you go to another country. So you got to make sure that whatever your country you coming from, if you're coming to London, make sure you have enough money and make sure your money is good, because it's not a very cheap place. If I had to make a comparison to London with an American city, it would be most definitely New York City. A place that's kind of like very, very expensive to go there, and also very expensive to live. So I do have a question. If you're from London, or if you have family there, or you visit there a lot of times, how do people actually live in London? Because it seems that it's very expensive in London, and it's gotta be like high cost for like renting apartments or even buying property here. So I would like to know like how it is, because I know you guys, you have free healthcare. I don't know how your education system is. I don't know if it's free or if what goes on here, but yeah, I'm just curious about the cost of living for people that actually live here. It's got to be like ridiculous. You might be wondering about the safety. Well, I was only here for 4 hours, so it's not like I know a lot about safety in London, but my little short time of 4 hours, I didn't really feel like a big threat was here. And also, crime or safety here is not comparable to the crime and safety in the U.S. Of course, we know the U.S. is way more dangerous. Any city in the U.S. compared to London is no comparison. London is very much more safer. Overall, London is generally a safe city. You know, I didn't really feel like I need to keep my hands in my pocket because I was afraid of I might get pickpocketed or anything like that. Now comes the language. Now, if you don't know that the main language is English, you don't deserve to travel here, because they speak English. They speak British English or proper English. And the rest of the world, they learn British English. And there's only one country that speaks or learns American English, and that's America. So what you will find here in London is different accents that may or may not throw you off. Also, the spelling of words is totally different. For example, in the US, we say flavor, Flavor. Here, they say flavor. So it's more of Flavor. So the accents might throw you off, but other than that, it's not going to be a big difference. The only big difference that you will see or hear is the accents here. That's it. If you're still wondering about the accents and the comparison, here is a video of a comedian that you can hear the accent.
Oh, you deaf? Oh, fuck off, you knobhead. Don't you fucking finger at me, you cunt. You with these, are you? You with these? Just had a fallout? Oh, shit, why? She's too loud. She doesn't know, though, does she? You're horrible, you. What a fucking bitch. This deaf cunt next to me doesn't know how fucking loud she's being. I like your little tiki necklace there, mate. You going out after? That's how you start the night. You're gonna end up in the scattiest kitchen ever. Trying to understand a deaf girl. Oh, she's saying trying to understand you with a dick in your mouth's hard. You'd probably sound the same, wouldn't you?
So the overall verdict, would I come back to London? Yes, I would. I would most definitely come back here. And if you're looking for a diverse country to go to in Europe, I would recommend coming here. Again, make sure your money's up. And that's about it. That ends this video. Next video you shall see. The layover is over and I will be in my final destination, so stay tuned.